Toxicity, drama, manipulation, sexual innuendos. This is very common in PSO2 NGS. And I just wanted to make this video. This is a little bit outside the norm, but I just wanted to make this video to say where I stand at, to address some things. That way there's no confusion where I'm at, what I stand for, what I'm bringing to the community, and where I want things to move forward with. So there's some things, that go on maybe around me in terms of my affiliation to certain alliances or whatnot, and any of the nonsense that goes on around me. Just know that I'm not a part of it. Plain and simple. If I see things going on around me, I'm going to address them. I'm going to, I'm going to observe. I'm going to regulate. I'm going to enforce if I feel the need to. However, of course, understand that, in these situations, these settings, such as an alliance, if it's not my alliance, which I do not have my own alliance, let's be perfectly clear with that, even though I've been part of an alliance for many years, for 2+ years. So naturally, I do have an impact within the alliance, but I try to purposefully take a step back from doing too much leading because it is not my alliance. I give the leadership an opportunity to lead in their unique ways. As most of y'all know, I have a very big history of leading, not only in real life, but of course in the games. Like Final Fantasy 11, I led some of the top in-game link shells, which is the equivalent to an alliance on Final Fantasy 11. Not to be mistaken with 14, where an alliance is like a server-wide thing, where I think the equivalent would be like the something companies or something like that in 14, right? But the link shell and the alliance are the equivalent in terms of FF11 and NGS. And I'm referring to golden era FF11, by the way, for those who are wondering. But just understand that I am, I can be a part of an alliance. I can be part of a group of people, and a very diverse group of people. So, when people will try to group people in just because they're part of a certain group, part of a certain alliance, I think that's foolish, especially when it's a very huge alliance. So I just wanted to be clear in saying that if there's any nonsense going around, trust me, I have tried to address it probably on multiple times. And if it's still going on around, just know I do not agree with that. So do not ever in any situation be led to believe that, oh, well, if these people are doing it and Spike is in this proximity, he must be doing it or he must agree with it. No, my views are my views and mine alone. The only views that have relevance are the ones that you hear directly from me. If they were not directly from me, they are not my views. You come ask me how I feel about the situation, and then I will tell you how I feel about the situation. I have no problem, no issue being upfront, being honest, being truthful. I am not someone who will manipulate. I am not someone who was out to get gain from you. I am not someone who will lie to your face for absolutely no reason. That's simply not what I do. That's not the values that I am trying to instill. That's not what we are about as a creator, as a streamer. So understand that, make that clear, so that there's no way that you can misinterpret or group me into some sort of group that's doing so and so and so and so. No, that's simply not the case. So I wanted to make sure I clarify that. This has been weighing heavy on me. This is why the start of 2024 has been kind of slow for the YouTube channel, because I've been trying to figure out how I wanted to address this. I wasn't sure if I wanted to go fully into depth with it as to the nitty gritty. Some of y'all may probably gather where this stems from, but I've opted not to dive that deep into it. Namely because there's good and there's bad. And there's a lot of people, a lot of great people in the game, of course, and a lot of great people within these alliances or within these groups. And the actions of one individual does not reflect the actions of everybody. And that's what I'm trying to make sure that people understand in situations such as these. So we're all about integrity. We're all about the individual, the respect, those are key things. Those are key things just in my daily life and that I still bring to NGS. Now I understand that we're in a different time in gaming. We're in a different time in gaming. So I try not to, jump the gun too much on certain things I see, because we live in a society now that glorifies like toxicity, drama. Quite frankly, dude, some of the stuff I see on NGSG, like y'all will be liable to have like sexual harassment charges in a workplace environment. Like, not even joking. That's a lot of people, honestly, and some of y'all are over the top. But I know we exist in a different gaming landscape nowadays, whereas MMOs used to be all about community, used to be respectful, used to, you didn't do things like that. Toxic people were very easily, very quickly shut down in MMORPGs, MMOAs of old, in the early 2000s and even in the mid 2000s. So, but we know we're in a different society now where, specifically speaking of the Western society, where people just love toxicity, love drama. Yeah, personally, I can tell you right now, I have no interest in it. I have no interest in the bullshit. I don't even like to be around it. So if you're seeing it, it's not coming from me. It's not coming from me. But I do understand that. So I try to really step back and think before I act on, what I see or what's going on around me and how I'm going to act on it, how I'm going to go about it. I will always try to tell you individually. I will always try to address it to you individually. If it's starting to get out of hand, I will say something, period. I will always say something if it's starting to get out of hand. A lot of times I will let it ride out to see where it's going. I'm a listener first. I'm an observer first, and then I speak. I don't just speak just to speak, right? So, but that's the society that we live in, and I just felt the need to clarify where I stand within all of this because, in the past, when stuff like this would happen, especially surrounding a certain individual, people would see me, they'd be, oh, there's that so-and-so's lackey. Like they immediately group me in. Like I didn't even do anything. Like just because I'm around and just because I'm, a content creator. And, and speaking of which, like there's certain ill practices as well, that you see from certain creators as well, that can be misleading. I'm not someone who misleads. So I'm letting you know that as well. But we just don't want to be grouped in there. But there's a lot of great people that are in the game, and a lot of great people, and even these people who commit these wrongs or whatnot may not necessarily be entirely bad people. Maybe they are. Maybe they're just good at hiding things. Maybe they're, manipulators. Maybe they're narcissists. Who knows? These are all possibilities. But everyone has some good in them. And at the end of the day, it's a video game. And so I try not to, get too much into it in that regard. However, behind these video games are real people. So sure, you can always say it's a video game, but there's real people playing these games. So treat it as such. Treat these people with respect. Treat these people with a little compassion, with a little empathy. Understand that your actions can impact others, especially if you're in places of authority or leadership, right? And I think that's very important. So we just wanted to touch on that. So that way everyone knows where I stand at regarding all this stuff that goes on around there. I'm all about having a good time, all about having fun, all about, laughs and stuff like that, kicking it, chatting it up, all that, all the good stuff. But I am also about treating people with respect, not catching the freaking sexual harassment charge. You know, I'm telling you, dude, like that's one thing about, if there's one thing about NGS is y'all, some of y'all need to touch some skin or something, bro. I need to feel the touch of another human, because some of y'all just be out there just wilding, just straight wilding, bro. But but anyways, we just wanted to start off 2024 on a clean slate. So I just wanted to touch on this. Like I said, I opted not to go like super in depth into it because my goal is not to tear people down. And my goal is more so just to speak on where I stand at. And hopefully, you know, everyone will hear this and maybe you'll grow, or maybe you'll think about it. You probably won't, because it's 2024 and no one wants to listen to anyone. Everyone just wants to be toxic and to be assholes. But yeah, that's my stance. That's where it will always be at. Make no mistake on that. Spikes your content. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy the video, or if if you agree with these types of vibes within the MMO gaming community. I think we're in a weird spot in the MMOs right now because of how toxic Western society has become. And quite frankly, when you think about it in the long run, I don't really see MMOs sustaining the way that they have in the past, because you shut out such a huge market of people, because these games have become so overly toxic. So as a result, it closes the doors for a lot of what otherwise be, you know, potential players. And you see this happening. You see a lot of MMOs being released and they immediately struggle. They're immediately shunned. They're immediately, you know, dooms posted. They're, you know, all these things. So, but that's another conversation for another day. Maybe we talk about that. Who knows? Maybe we touch into that another day. Today's not the day, though. We just want to address this matter. So, yeah. 2024. Hopefully everyone has a great year. Hopefully everyone's having a great day. Hopefully this finds everyone well, this video. And much love. Holla. Spikes content.